Hello and welcome to MCUnhinged, also known as MCUnhinged.
Does that have a question mark at the end?
Yeah, MCUnhinged.
Eventually, we need to just do like a sitcom intro style thing where we just have it pronounced 20 different ways over a shitty song. And all of them are right.
Hold on a second. The Full House theme slaps really hard, actually.
I'm not denying that the Full House theme slaps.
Okay.
Like, I like a lot of 90s sitcoms, so that joke is made in jest, but with love.
Good. Just like everything I'm about to say about this movie.
Somehow I doubt that, but alright, go off, King.
The people you hear right now are my friends, Shawn and Shibuya. Say hello.
What's up?
Hi. I refuse to say the word you just said.
Shawn?
That's kind of rude,
yeah.
Friend?
I'm not. Yeah, I will not be saying that word at all in this episode.
Shawn is now deemed friend ?
Yeah, question mark.
In the description of the podcast.
I would not be surprised if that's how, like, if Tyler had like a note on my Discord profile or something that said friend ? That would not surprise me at all.
That'd be a really funny bet, I'll tell you what.
It's actually, I keep it on like a board of allegiances that I keep behind my camera that you can't see it when I stream.
Now the cork board for MCUnhinged has the photo of Shawn with the friend ? Posted on it.
Friend or enemy?
To be
Who knows?
determined. Let's see.
Wait till phase 2.
Yeah, by phase 2 we should know.
So today we're talking about 2010's Iron Man 2. Coming in at a whopping 2 hours and 4 minutes. It's directed by Jon Favreau once again. Written by Justin Theroux is how I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
A budget of $170 million, roughly, with a box office of $623,933,331 worldwide, with a 50.1 domestic and a 49.9 international split. It has a 72 on Rotten Tomatoes for critics and a 71 for audiences. A 6.9 on IMDb. That's pretty nice. And then an 88 on Google. Who gives a fuck about Google? But gotta bring them up.
We give a fuck in quotation marks about Google.
Yeah.
Their numbers just never seem accurate, but
it's a little funky.
Granted, there's a big pull to pull from with Google, but I don't know, how do you rate them on Google? Is it through their Google videos?
I mean, if you can rent it through Google Play or Google Video, I assume there's like a rating system in place for that.
Like if I like it on YouTube, how does that work out?
Is it wrong?
Genuinely, I don't know.
Is it wrong for me to say I don't trust people who watch movies through, like, renting it through Google? Like, that's weird.
No, that's not wrong of you to say.
Yeah. You really sounded like you struggled with that one.
No, because I'm thinking over, like, the kind of person that I'm thinking might rent a movie from Google, and it's like, yeah, you know what? Kind of sus, it does check out. So.
Like, I think renting it from YouTube is okay. Although that's bordering on the line. But I know Tyler sometimes rents stuff on YouTube.
So
that's a little weird.
No, I don't rent. Well, I rented Twilight on YouTube. All right.
Hell yeah! Talk about culture. Let's go.
To be fair,
what Twilight movie came out this same year as Iron Man 2?
It was for the podcast.
Was it New Moon? Did New Moon come out the same year? Fucking
that sounds right, because wasn't the first one?
The first one was 2009. I think it was 08.
Really? New Moon was 09, yeah.
Shit, so...
It couldn't have been
It would have been 2010 Eclipse.
Wow, they really pumped those out.
It came out June 24th.
Twilight getting ahead of the MCU. That's crazy.
Yeah?
Yeah, those movies, not hard to pump one of those out a year.
I mean, that's fair.
God, what was I going to say? I was going to say that I own all of the MCU on like Blu-ray and stuff, and they came with digital codes, which translate over to YouTube.
or
But I did buy Spider-Man
Anywhere
No Way
else.
Home. YouTube's just, it's right there. Otherwise, like, I just open up Disney Plus, who cares?
Yeah.
But I did buy Spider-Man No Way Home on through Google Videos or wherever.
Ooh.
How are we getting that on 4K Blu-ray? Just because
I mean, I did
Yeah.
eventually buy it that way, but
Good.
when it was just digital only, I had to do.
Yeah, I
what
hate
did.
that there's a gap between digital and home release
don't
now. It
know.
fucking sucks.
Oh yeah, that sucks. But there's also like, well, we're so far off topic, but I just think it's always it's like astounding that like Doctor Strange is going to be on Disney Plus in like 2 weeks. Like
What? Really?
Yeah, the 22nd, maybe 3 weeks, I guess.
Holy
But
Really? The movie just
shit.
came out.
yeah, I know
Insane.
exactly 2 weeks. It look in the Multiverse of Madness, Disney Plus. Yeah, it's gonna be. Oh my god!
Like, I can't wait.
Why
to have
does
the Multiverse
article
of
not
Mad-
have the actual?
Multiverse of Madness discourse again? That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, June 22nd is. Yeah, that's when it's gonna
Shit,
be. on
yeah,
there.
that's not that far off. Damn.
Well, Disney has that 45-day whatever thing now, where they're like, all right, you got a month and a half in theaters, and then it's on streaming.
I guess it makes sense. Who cares?
Everybody's seen that fucking movie. Who is going to?
I can watch Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go on Disney Plus.
Super
Fuck
Robot
yeah.
Monkey Team
Hyperforce
Hyperforce
Go!
Go!
Haven't thought about that.
Fighting
shit in
any
years.
evil, they are Sugar Zoom's hope. That's a good song.
Can we talk about that instead?
No. We're talking about Iron Man 2, baby. Starting with the ending of Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We come
Should
in-
we do overall thoughts first, or we gonna just get into like?
Well, we're
going through
doing
the
our
movie?
ratings at the end, so why wouldn't we save our overall
Okay, we can do
thoughts
that.
for the
Okay,
end?
okay. I didn't know if you wanted like quick thoughts, but yeah.
Quick thoughts, fun. That's my quick thought.
Okay.
Yeah, this movie's badass.
My quick thought is,
Doesn't sound very quick, Shawn.
no, it's not quick. It's not quick. I can't. Confusing.
That's fair.
Okay. So we start off in Moscow with the death of Anton Vanko, which is Ivan Vanko's father. If you couldn't put those pieces together. As we watch the press conference that Tony gave at the Iron Man 1. Then after Anton dies, Ivan gives this like really weird cry, played by Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, the Mickey Rourke scream of anguish
Okay.
at a dead family
Okay.
member that should not be as funny as it is.
Right off the bat, I really don't like Mickey Rourke as Whiplash, as Ivan Vanko, whatever.
Yeah. It's weird because he
He's
has
a weird
moments where
choice.
he's very
He makes so
fun
many
in the role,
choices.
but then you have
Yeah.
shit like the
I also think just starting the movie off with this scene I think the next scene should have started the movie. This one I feel like is just like it doesn't give you any context for what's going on. It feels like I forgot this was how the movie started. I really thought the movie started with him flying into the expo or whatever. Like that I think makes more sense as the opening. I almost would have moved this to later on in the movie when they finally tell you what the hell is going on about. When they're finally like, yeah, Anton and your father had this relationship and stuff. This just felt, I don't know, it feels like a weird place to start.
It is kind of a weird spot to start at, but I like us almost picking up where we left off as far as Tony's story goes right off the bat.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Because having
Yeah.
having the press conference from the perspective of like, here's a dude who's watching it who got completely fucked over by this family, having to watch this man fucking bathe in the praise that should have theoretically been his and his father's. And
Which is cool, but you don't know any of that when you're
you
watching
don't know
the
any of that when you're watching,
you know?
which is fair.
Because his dad's like, that should have been you. That could have been you.
You're like,
Yeah.
I feel like
That should
that's
be
every
yours.
father, right? Like that's you could have done this. Why aren't you building a rocket ship or something? You know, like
I wouldn't know, Sean.
yeah, yeah, Tyler, yeah. I do think like there's a montage that follows it that I feel it feels kind of appropriate for what we were talking about earlier. It feels kind of Sam Raimi Spider-Man-ish. This is kind of it's like I think it's like you've seen newspapers or something. I don't know. It's been a couple days since I've seen this movie.
He's got like
yeah.
the same magazine covers that were featured in the first Iron Man.
Yeah.
Some of those, some different news articles. Just like his corkboard of revenge, if we will. He's got like
I bet Tyler has one of those
shit that he wants to do as far as fucking up this guy's life.
He kind of has
definitely have one of those, don't you?
Has a like it's a scene that mirrors sort of Tony in the cave, but now the cave is metaphorical. But the box of scraps is still real, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the plus side that Vanko has over Tony is Vanko has a Boyd.
He does have.
He's got a fucking bird, and
I do love
bird.
that.
Did you know that he, in order to get into his role, right? He paid out of his pocket for the tattoos and the gold teeth.
Is Mickey Rourke weird?
I don't know.
I don't hear much about Mickey Rourke, but like. The fact that I don't know enough about this man makes me kind of believe that might be real.
And they had to censor out a tattoo he had of Loki that he got for the role as well.
Oh shit! Really?
What?
Hey man, I don't know.
That's what was it? Was it a tattoo of Loki like in a pinup girl pose with his bare ass out? Why did they have to censor it?
Well, because it'd be kind of weird if he had a tattoo of Loki.
Okay, but Loki is a fucking figure in Norse mythology. Yeah. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Tom Hiddleston tat.
That's true.
I want to say it was. I want to say it was
Loki.
Like an MCU Loki tattoo. Hold on me.
Yeah, MCU Loki didn't exist yet.
Wasn't even cast when this movie was being made.
I mean, Thor's not too far after.
Not too far after, but like they would have been in production around the same time, and I doubt they would have had knowledge about that
Mickey
film
Rourke?
set. I think it's Rourke.
What has Mickey Rourke been in?
What is he doing now? I'm curious.
I don't know. It looks like all right, so titles like The Commando, War Hunt, The Palace. So these all sound like B-action movies to me.
Wait. I'm sorry.
The Legion.
His name is Philip Andre Mickey in quotes Rourke Jr. Hell of a fucking name.
If my name was Philip Andre, I wouldn't want to be called that either. I'd change it to Mickey.
I mean, Philly Rourke could be really funny as a name.
Philly Rourke. Where's he from? New York. Oh, so the accent is just. The accent is just okay.
Yeah, no, it's
a choice. It was a choice. Okay. Oh boy, was the accent a choice.
I'm gonna find it at some point, but until then, let's smash cut because apparently he just gets tattoos all the fucking time.
I mean, he was a boxer, so yeah, of course.
So smash cut to Tony getting ready to fly into the fucking Stark Expo.
That shit was cool.
Yeah.
Cool scene. Jumps out of a helicopter, or I guess it's a helicopter.
That just fits the tone of these movies so much more, too.
He hits a goddamn firework on the way down and just shrugs it off. It's so fun.
I think this movie works so much more for me when I think of it as a comedy over like a drama or anything. Like, I feel this movie goes really far into the comedy area, which makes sense because Justin Theroux wrote movies like Tropic Thunder. And that like opening scene just feels like the kind of lighthearted and fun nature. I love that scene. I think it's great.
He comes down, he gives his crazy speech. He introduces us to the Stark Expo. And he has this video of his dad doing this like Walt Disney-esque kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like so far like the second actor we've seen for Mr. Howard Stark here, but this is the one they'll stick with for the most part.
Wait, is this a different actor than the first movie?
Yes.
Wait, do they show him in the first movie?
They show him in a newspaper
clipping.
Okay.
And then there is a different guy in the future.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
ends up being like, quote, the definitive young Howard Stark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on Agent Carter.
Yeah.
You can say he's in Captain. You can say he's in Captain America. So.
He's also in Captain America.
But I
and
mean, like,
in,
him
He's
being
also-
an Agent Carter
Isn't he
is
a
what
preacher?
makes him the.
I think so. His act. I know his. I know
yeah.
the actor that plays him is married to Cersei.
Yeah.
Jimmy
Oh, shit.
Chang.
I brought up Agent Carter because that's what in my mind makes him the definitive young Howard Stark because he played the character again later.
Yeah, because he got a second shot at it.
Yeah.
That was my thought process with it as well.
And then as the video plays, he walks off stage and he starts checking his blood toxicity levels. Guess what, baby? He's on a timer because he's being poisoned by palladium.
This is like their sanitized demon in a bottle storyline.
You know what?
Which I get it. It's a pretty good substitute.
That's absolutely fair considering that this is a Tony who's supposed to be somewhat reformed, kind of a changed man, and him like dying of the thing that's supposed to be saving his life. You know, tricky situation to be in.
Yeah.
I think this is a good metaphor for microplastics in the modern day, if I'm being real. Credit card levels to like 20%.
I like there's a like little shot in that sequence or that follows then where he's like signing a bunch of stuff and it's like a POV
The
shot.
Iron Man
And
kid is there. We'll talk about him.
it's cool. Oh yeah.
Stan
You
Lee is
can
also
say his
there.
real name.
Stanley
You can
is
say
there.
his real name, Tyler. Go ahead,
But-
say it.
Peter Parker.
Yeah, Peter
Whoa.
Parker is. You know what's great is that you said that in like a tone. It sounds like you were voicing over, like you were doing it later in post. The tone you did, which is very appropriate because no fucking way until like 2017 did they have any inkling or any thought that character could possibly be Peter Parker.
Also, that kid is played by Jon Favreau's son.
I
Oh,
believe it.
that's sick.
That's cute.
Dude, Jon Favreau's son is Peter Parker. That the entire thing turns around. No, I love it now. I love it
But
now.
yeah, they do this whole scene. It's in first person. Stan Lee is there.
It's fun.
He looks like Larry King.
They intentionally dressed him up like Larry King.
Yeah.
It's real good.
I was like, in my notes,
Larry, I'm on DuckTales.
I was like, this. Here he is. Now he's playing someone else. No, the credits still just say Stan Lee as himself. So he's still just cosplaying out here.
Larry,
He
I'm
just
on
likes to have fun.
DuckTales.
And then he gets served some court papers by a lady. Who?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah?
a lady.
Yeah, a lady.
A lady, Tyler. Kate Mara. I love Kate Mara. I saw
I
Kate
don't.
Mara and I was like, oh
I
my
don't
God,
know
it's
who
Kate
that
Mara.
is.
I don't know who that is either. I'll be real with
She
you.
was okay. The first thing I'm gonna go to is not great. Okay,
Okay.
She was she was Sue Storm in the new Fantastic Four movie.
Oh.
That's
But the same year, she was one of the like supporting characters in The Martian. She was also on House of Cards, which I know is like, you know,
Okay.
but you know,
Unfortunate,
it's
but like that's
yeah.
not her fault that House of Cards is that.
No, yeah, no, she's a very good actress.
And yeah, she serves him the court papers. She seems kind of into him, but I mean, it's Tony Stark, who isn't, right?
I mean, she's probably into humiliating him because it's funny. It is a very funny scene.
He doesn't like to be handed things.
Yeah.
Nah, he has a fucking peeve about it. Don't worry about it.
So Tony's in court now at the Senate hearing, and Senator Stern's here, and eventually
Iconic.
Sam Rockwell as Justin Hammer shows up,
Oh, so good.
Love it.
and he keeps calling Tony Anthony, and I hate it. Quit calling him Anthony.
No, I love it. I
It's-
love that he calls him Anthony.
It's the most pathetic way to try and demean him that he could possibly go about using. And I think pathetically funny is core to who Justin Hammer is in this fucking movie. I love it.
God. But obviously Tony isn't taking this whole thing seriously. He's making jokes. There's a line here that's like a little wink and nod from Mr. Hammer that says, Anthony Stark has created a sword with untold possibilities, and yet he insists it's a shield. That's crazy. Either
Damn,
way,
bro.
Don Cheadle
wild.
walks up as Rhodey, and it's
Yeah, and then they make him say, "It's me. I'm here. Deal with
Dude,
it. Let's move on." You love to see it.
It might. It legitimately might be one of my favorite lines in any movie ever. I have so much respect for how it just says, "Fuck you. This is what we're doing. Get on board." Like it works so well. I think I love that
him,
line.
It's Rhodey. We're moving on, whether or not you're
Yeah.
along for the ride. And by the end, I'm in for it because he does a really good fucking job.
Yeah, I love that. There's also a line in that scene when Tony's like, "I'll consider Secretary of Defense."
If you ask
Just as
nicely.
yeah.
Yeah, that's just a nice little nod to the comics.
I love the whole court hearing scene. It's one of my favorite scenes in the MCU of just being a fucking piece of shit who doesn't deserve anything. But
I would
so good.
I will say
I would watch an entire movie that was just that court sequence.
Yes!
If you zoom into Tony's phone here, which I'm glad he upgraded from the weird like side flip phone thing he had going on.
Yeah, it's a piece of glass now.
He has an Illuminati app on his phone.
Fucking really?
Fucking what?
There's an app that says Illuminati with like a logo and everything.
That's funny.
Wow. Phase 1
feel like
really
that's
did
really-
look to the future.
I feel like that's a really. I think that works even. You guys remember early 2010s, like all the weird fucking apps they would have?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I do.
I feel like that fits really,
Flappy Bird.
really. I would say like way before that, even like fucking
Temple Run?
lightsaber sounds app, you know, like
Yeah.
like
Those
the
are fun.
cash sound app. Like that's kind of what I imagine when I think of like
The fucking Seinfeld
the Illuminati
theme button app.
yeah, like that's exactly what I think of when he has like an Illuminati app on his phone. Like, yeah, it's perfect. Sorry, on his piece of glass. You're
He is.
Yeah,
sorry,
like where are the chips on that thing, Tony? Dude, my guy, what?
He's transcended chips.
He's fucking doing that, and everybody else is like, "What?" Like nobody else can see it. It's just all in his head. He's like, he's just seeing. Like it's not really there. They're like, "Is he? What's he doing?"
Yeah, it's fine. He's just performing technomancy. No big deal.
Yeah.
So, Senator Stern here, who we'll find out eventually that he's part of Hydra.
Yeah.
Spoilers, dude.
Also,
I haven't
I
seen
don't know
Winter
why.
Soldier.
Whenever his actor is like primarily like a comedian guy, but whenever I look at him, I think about like the melted senator guy from the X-Men movies. I don't know why.
I
don't know if
kind
you-
of get
I
it.
don't remember his name. But
I
he's
have to
trying
look
to
this up before I
he's trying to take the suit from Tony, hand it over to the US government.
The use.
And
Unfortunately,
Hmm?
R.I.P. Senator Stern, because
Yeah.
Gary Shandling is dead. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah,
He passed
Yeah,
away.
in 2016.
a while
I take it
ago,
back.
yeah.
yeah. What do you take back?
I'm calling him the weird melty senator from
Oh
X-Men.
yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Dude's dead. Have respect, Tyler.
And so he's like, he has Rhodey like lists off all these countries and shows his footage. And that's when Tony hijacks the thing and shows him what's really going on. And
It's
everyone's
funny.
kind of fumbling around. Justin Hammer's there. He really fucks up. And there's a guy who gets his like spine fucking crushed in his suit on Justin Hammer's side. And that guy, I had to start making notes for the future. That guy will be mentioned again in Doctor Strange.
Wait, that's the same guy.
What?
It's the same guy.
Holy
Right before the car
shit.
crash.
Does the timeline line up for that?
I don't know.
That's well, no, because Doctor Strange is like firmly beyond Phase 1.
How long? But how long?
With
It was
the start of it, though.
2015.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well, yeah, well.
When did this crash?
I mean, the film came out 2015. I would have to assume that Doctor Strange is presumably like Phase 2, if anything.
Yeah, Tyler, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's the same guy.
Okay.
I think you got
all I'm
bad
saying
info on
is,
that one.
I don't know, because the guy mentions having his spine crushed in some experimental armor.
I don't know.
So-
Put a pin in it. We'll come back to it.
Yeah,
during
we'll come back
Doctor
to it
Strange, and we'll
in
like
10 years.
debate the authenticity of that statement.
I'm just putting the info out there, all right? That's all I'm
No.
saying.
It's
I'm
interesting
not
if
fact
it's
checking
true.
it. I'm just saying it.
Hey, I went and watched Doctor Strange again just to hear the line for myself, all right?
Did you stop after the line was read?
I stopped after he crashed.
Had to finish the scene, huh?
And I love Tony's delivery here. You want my property? You can't have it.
It's so good.
So
Sorry. I did make a note of one line that Hammer says that actually aged really well considering the direction the MCU goes. He says something along the lines of Tony Stark won't always be around to protect us. He can't foresee everything that'll happen. And like, wow. With really made that one hurt, huh?
Well, that's why Armor Wars is a show that I'm really looking forward to. Like with Rhodey, and hopefully Justin Hammer will be in that because that would make a lot of sense.
Hopefully he comes back at some point
Yeah.
because it's such a waste to have a character this funny and this pathetic and not ever bring him back for anything.
Well, like he's really funny and pathetic, but then like sometimes he pulls off like really complicated prison breaks where you hide that like. I hope that if Justin, I think in this movie Justin Hammer they straddle a line of he's really incompetent and weird and dumb, which is really good.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they're like, but actually he's got a plan, and those are the parts where I'm like, this isn't working.
It's he as a person is just very like, you know, he's the kind of guy that you'll ratio on the internet and he'll cry about it and he'll report your account. Yet at the same time, there is at least a modicum of actual intelligence there to the point where, like, he can help formulate this whole prison escape just to get this guy to invent shit for him. But as far as inventing things himself, that's where he, like, proves time and time again that he is dog shit.
Poor Justin Hammer.
God, what a fucking loser. Oh, God.
So
like a
good.
sad puppy.
No, puppies are cute. Justin Hammer's pathetic.
Yeah, well, that's why I said sad puppy. You know, like a pathetic.
No, but
puppy.
even a sad puppy, you just want to go like, oh, they're there, it'll be all right. With Justin Hammer, no, I want to kick him in the shins while he's down.
Yeah. Like a street rat.
No,
more of a ratatouille, if you will.
I would look at a street rat taking a slice of pizza down the highway, and I would go, "You go, King, get that fucking bread." I would look at Justin Hammer taking a slice of pizza down the street, and I'd throw an egg at his head and go, "Boo, you suck!"
Ooh. He's like me.
Don't compare yourself to Justin Hammer, my guy. Please don't do that to yourself. You're better than that.
So, Ivan's making his whips. He's getting some stuff. He gets some passports and whatnot. Apparently, this was cut from the movie, but the guy who gave him like the passport and the tickets to the race had like a 10 rings tattoo. They kind of cut that part out, but
I think I remember that. Yeah,
would have been crazy.
Early,
Yeah, it would have helped that whole thread.
yeah, early MCU really tried pushing the 10 rings for Tony because, like, yeah, it's one of his biggest villains, and
Yeah.
I can respect it. I can respect them trying to push it, even if it, doesn't exactly work out.
And so, Tony is working on stuff. He's drinking this weird goop, like chlorophyll liquid.
Yeah.
And Pepper comes in.
I
and
was
she's
really hoping.
upset.
I was really hoping you were going to say chloroform by accident.
No.
Like you started to say chlora, and I held my breath,
No.
hoping you were going to fuck it up.
No. Don't worry. I'm a professional. Okay. No rebuttal.
Sure. I didn't think it needed one. I thought the statement stood on its own.
Yeah, you're right because it's true.
Uh-huh.
So Peppers comes in. She's mad. He sold her art pieces or whatever. They have like this weird fight where he's like, no, this and that. And then he makes her CEO after telling her she should wear a mask if she's sick. Which, hey, good on you, Tony.
Yeah, that
You
aged
understand.
very well. Looking out for the people in your workplace and yourself. You go, King.
And in this scene, two big notes here. One, I didn't mention it on Iron Man 1, but he had a Wii back then. Now he has an Xbox 360.
He sure does.
And also the line, "It's you. It's always been you." That's gonna come back.
Sure is.
Then we go boxing. We're boxing. Fucking Happy's there. He's 10 times more of a character than he was back then.
Happy is so much fun in this movie.
And,
This is where Happy starts to become like the likable guy that we know for the rest of the MCU, and I'm in for it.
Yeah, he's so good. I love Jon Favreau so much.
And Pepper comes in with the notary to sign over the company, and it's Natalie Rushman, aka fucking Natasha Romanoff. She looks so young here too. It's crazy.
Yeah, I had to do a double take when I saw her in this movie again.
Tony's kind of simping.
Yeah, I just wrote Black Widow
Kinda.
in my notes.
This man is simping hard in front of the other woman that he simps for, which is
I wrote-
extra pathetic.
I wrote this is a massive HR issue, and before
Before Pepper has the
said
quip.
it, yeah.
It's real good.
I can't blame him though. This is probably the most attractive I've ever been to Scarlett Johansson.
I will say, I do think this is like the cutest she looks out of all her appearances, which is she's meant to look cuter here than in the others,
yeah.
but like
Yeah,
She's
they
gonna trick you.
shoot it very, very deliberately in this movie.
Yeah.
And Happy's kind of gatekeeping boxing here. You know, I gotta let it slide though because I do love
little
Happy.
cringe. You hate to see it, but he gets his ass handed to him. He learns the error of
Yeah.
his ways, and he learns
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go on and respect women.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good on
We
you,
value
Happy.
that.
So now it's time for the Monaco race. I like that you can see.
but also,
Hmm?
Tony says, "I want one."
Yeah, that's
That's
that's not great, Tony.
Yeah.
My guy, please.
But I like that you can see Happy carrying the football around the
Yeah.
suitcase. Elon Musk is here.
I wish I could live in the ignorance I did in 2010 when I didn't know who the fuck Elon Musk was.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, life has robbed me of that convenience that I had when I was how old would I have been? 14? Yeah, 14. And now I have
The
to
first-
look at that scene and cringe.
Yeah, the first of two really bad cameos. This one was not so bad at the time. The second one was still really bad at the time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't
Oh, we'll get there.
I don't remember the second one you're talking about, and I'm dreading
we'll
it.
get there.
So
Oh god.
some notes about Elon Musk while we're here.
Oh no.
Wonderful.
The Hammer facility and the hangar and all that stuff, all owned by Elon Musk. In Hammer's industry like place in California is the SpaceX facility that's down there.
Why are you ruining everything?
No, I think
Why are you
it's
ruining the movie,
it's funny
Tyler?
that Elon Musk loaned his facilities to the most pathetic villain in the MCU because that's so fucking fitting for Elon Musk.
And
That's true, I guess.
That's
true.
in every background character you see at the Hammer facilities is an actual employee.
Ooh. Yikes.
I hope they
Yeah,
got
no, that
out of
fits.
there.
That all works. Yeah.
So Tony and Pepper take a photo. Just another note for the future. And I guess who's back? It's Christine Everhart from Vanity Fair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She did quite a spread on Tony.
She looked
She
really shocked
sure
that Pepper
did.
brought up the sex thing, but
Yeah, I was shocked that Pepper brought up the sex thing.
I clapped
That's a-
when Pepper brought up the sex thing. I think it's funny as hell.
the whole
no,
scene
it's
is kind of
great.
spent dunking on Hammer. Did you know
Good.
that Christine Everhart's actress and Justin Hammer's actress are married in real life?
Wow. Shit, I didn't know
Really?
that.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, Sam Rockwell was pretty fucking awesome.
Oh
God, I just looked up Sam Rockwell and I saw a picture of him with a beard and he became 10,000 times less awesome.
Oh, I gotta see this now. Hold on.
Wait a second. I almost typed in Justin Hammer.
Wait. Why does he look like Ed Norton when he has a beard on? He looks like Ed Norton trying to play a character.
I don't
I
like that.
don't like his mouth. I think that's what it is.
What?
He kind of the way his mouth naturally sits on his face. I don't like it.
Okay, dude.
Look,
Okay.
I don't
Like,
know.
okay, hold on. I'll show you a picture.
I'm looking at pictures of him. It's not this bad.
Look at that. He looks kind of weird.
He's
He's
pouting
really good
a
in
little
Jojo
bit.
Rabbit.
I still have to watch Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, he's so good in that. He's also really good in Vice. He plays Bush in Vice. And his dumb fucking mug is perfect.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good for the role.
So Tony, thinking he's going to die, starts making a lot of reckless decisions. And here's one where he decides that, you know what? I'm just gonna race. I'm gonna get in the race. And as that happens, Mr. Rourke comes out on the racetrack and starts slashing people up with his whips, and does the jump rope.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
That race sequence is pretty good. I like the way it was shot. It felt very energetic. I have a question.
What's up?
Why does just Whiplash's shirt burn off? Like very perfectly to have a very aesthetic costume. Like, I mean, that's why, because it's an aesthetic costume.
All the energy is at the top, like it's on his back, so it kind
But like, then why didn't it continue to go down? Like once his shirt was on fire, like he's wearing a jumpsuit. So like, why didn't it
That's
spray?
true.
very controlled burn, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He planned it all out.
And I thought that there's a shot where he's like walking at the camera, and some cars flip over behind him. It was a little much.
It is a little much. I remember that being in a lot of the trailers for the movie, which is probably why it's a little much.
Yeah.
If I may present a theory as to why the rest of his shit didn't burn off, I think he started to
Okay.
feel it, and then as he was walking like towards Tony's car, he does the fucking skip, and then he does like the double Dutch cross on his whips, and I think that was to whip up the air to put out any lingering flames on his suit. Because why else would you do something that stupid on the way to kill your fucking arch nemesis?
He saw West Side Story and thought, damn, this is fucking cool.
You know what? Fair. That might be the reason. We just don't know.
In this whole sequence, they cut to Justin Hammer too many times. Once at the end is good, where you can have the like, you get the look of him being like, oh yes, I can use this or whatever. But I feel like 3 times during that sequence,
it's a lot.
They just cut to his stupid face, just watching the camera or the video, and I'm like, why are we doing this?
Just in case you didn't get it the first other times. You know?
Yeah, I guess.
And so eventually, Happy and Pepper get on the. I don't know why Pepper's there. But they get onto the track. She didn't have to be.
But it leads to a great moment later.
Yeah, she didn't have to be, but the next scene I think justifies it entirely.
Yeah.
And so first off, Happy hits fucking Whiplash with his car.
Almost hitting Tony, which I still think is funny as fuck. Happy has
Were you
got
aiming at him or me?
of steel. Like this man just driving the wrong way on a racetrack, not giving a single fuck, and then ramming speed into a man with electro whips.
He's a real one, dude. You know Happy's got your back. I also love when Whiplash starts to like wake up or whatever. I just love him immediately like
hit him again,
going
hit
into
him again,
hit him again. Yeah, exactly.
The fact that he does this like 4 more times after the fact for no reason.
Yeah.
And then
sometimes this movie is good.
One of my favorite suit ups.
Yes.
I think it's one of the best. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite Iron Man suits.
5? I think it's 5.
I
think
it's the briefcase
it's
one.
The Mark III in Iron Man 3, the red and gold one, and the Mark IV would probably be the first one he used in this movie, so yeah. Because then I think the Mark VI is the one with the triangular chest plate.
Yeah, I think that's Mark 6. So, the Mark V, I just call it the football. And it's really cool. It's a really cool thing. It's a terrible suit. It's a shitty suit. But it does the job.
It's sick as fuck, though. It makes a statement.
And this is where we see Tony start to become way more portable than I almost
Yeah.
said the games, as the movies continue. So he beats Whiplash. He crushes his arc reactor after running some stats on it real quick, and then he goes and sees him in jail, in holding. And first off, Tony's speaking like French or something.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Because it's the French police who are detaining him, so he's just like, yeah, give me 5
Yeah,
minutes with the guy.
I don't know if I believe that he can speak French.
It's
that
Tony
well.
fucking Stark. I'm sure that he's had to deal with a lot of shit. Besides, it's a romance language. I'm sure he probably learned it to fuck a lot of women.
Probably,
Oh, that's true. No,
makes a
you're
lot
right.
more sense.
You're right.
And then Mr. Bird says, you come from a family of thieves and butchers, and now, just like all guilty men, you try to rewrite your own history. You can make God bleed, the people will cease to believe in him, and there will be blood in the water, and the sharks will come.
Yeah. Okay.
I like the quote,
great.
but I really wish he would have stopped at the people will cease to believe in him. I feel like that was a good period on that quote there.
Yeah.
Great idea. I don't think anything he does in the rest of this movie
No.
is anywhere near, like, that's my problem with this whole last act. Is I'm watching it, and I'm sorry, but it relates to what he just said here, because like this is his goal, right? His goal is to ruin Tony Stark, and by association, his father's reputation, right? The whole family. He wants to destroy their legacy.
Yeah, throw the
right?
Stark
Like
name in the mud.
Yeah. All you're gonna do at the end is destroy Justin Hammer's legacy. Dude went out on stage and took ownership of all the things that you are now gonna have, like,
Well,
destroy everything.
Justin Hammer stole his bird, so who's really in the wrong here?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Hey, fuck Hammer. Don't get me wrong. I agree.
No, he didn't. Justin Hammer failed to get his old bird, got him a new bird, and then shoved that bird in a bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Hey, fuck Hammer. I'm on you with that. It's just what Whiplash does in this movie, none of it would in any way harm the name of the Starks.
Well,
the way I
that he
see it
fucks up
is that at this point he says that he's won. And that's all he needed to do, was to show that Iron Man wasn't as invincible as everyone thinks, right?
Yeah.
Especially right after the Senate hearing where Tony's like, yo, no one's making this shit for another like 20 years at the least. It's like, it's been like a week maybe.
I just feel like beyond that, at least in there's this idea that he wants revenge. Like he feels like his father was their reputation, like they were put into the mud. But like, just proving that Iron Man isn't invincible doesn't hurt the Stark's reputation, really. I mean, it kind of does, but nowhere on the same level as like as what happened to his family.
It's the start of it.
But then he gets the second chance from Hammer, and he goes, you know what? I'm tired of being nice, just want to go ape shit.
Yeah. I do love that we get this whole scene in the prison where he is talking to Tony in English, proving that he knows it and understands it and is at least somewhat fluent. And then as soon as Justin Hammer aids and abets his prison escape, and then brings him to this fucking weird white room and just goes, hey, there's salmon carpaccio, I flew in ice cream, bada bing, bada boom, help me ruin Tony Stark. He just starts speaking Russian, presumably only to fuck with him.
And that's great. And I really love that part. But this is like, okay, I said this movie is confusing when I started. And this is like this scene is partly what I'm talking about. Because like, Sam Rockwell is playing Justin Hammer very well, but he's being played as like this doofus who can't really do anything right, and he's kind of an idiot, but like he's maybe got like daddy's money or something,
That's how I see it.
Yeah, but then like he's pulling off prison break scenes, like he's like, let's sit down in this room and have our evil villain monologue, like our moment where we're gonna totally do illegal shit to ruin this guy's life. Like people are dead.
You know what I like about this scene?
What's up?
Is that the entire dinner scene, he has fake tanner on his hands.
Really?
See, that's good, but that just feels like somebody is dead. because of Justin Hammer.
Yes.
Like that dude in that jail cell is dead as a part of Justin Hammer, not even like as an accident, right?
Yeah, it was
like
a
the plan
calculated
was
part
to
of the
kill
plan.
this guy, you know?
Mhm.
And then he comes in here and acts like he's goofy fucking dumb bronzer hands man. And those two things just they clash for me.
Well,
like
you have to remember that
weird.
Justin Hammer is a contractor for the U.S. military, meaning there is a lot of blood on his hands already.
yeah.
And
But,
he
like-
clearly is an incompetent fool, but he also does not give a fuck about human lives beyond bettering his own, realistically.
There- Definitely. But I feel like there's a jump for this character between being a dummy military contract person to like blowing up a French prison like and killing somebody there. Like I don't know. I feel like that's at odds with I feel like they want him to be kind of Lex Luthor-y, but they don't want him to be Lex Luthor. So like they have him be fun and weird, but then every so often the plot needs to advance, so he does some Lex Luthor shit.
I don't know.
Then
I'm not even getting a Lex Luthor vibe from him. I feel more like he's meant to be like a B tier comic villain.
Yeah.
Who like
Luthor was just the first name I could think of like rich business villain.
That's fair. Honestly, the first thing that came to my mind was something akin to like the Penguin from the recent Batman movie, where he is treated as a fucking bumbling idiot who has like some degree of power and influence, but at the end of the day is still fucking pathetic.
Yeah. Maybe the Penguin in the most recent Batman movie just sells it more for me. I don't know why, because I don't know. This theater scene, I was just watching it, and I felt very confused about who Justin Hammer is.
So what you're saying is that you felt
Justin
tonal
Hammer
whiplash.
Yeah, totally. Oh. All right, move on.
Justin Hammer, at the end of the day, is barely a villain. He's more of a vessel for Whiplash, you know?
Yeah.
He is there
Yeah.
to give Whiplash the tools he needs and get played in the end.
Yeah. And Rockwell plays the character incredibly. He's so good.
Let's also not forget the most iconic line in this entire scene.
Yeah.
I want
I want my bird.
my bird.
I want
Look at your
my
bird.
bird.
I want my bird. That is not my bird.
So good.
At some point, Tony is downstairs watching like information about Ivan Vanko and Anton Vanko, and the shot of Vanko going to jail is a real shot of Mickey Rourke going to jail.
Wow.
And Rhodey comes in.
Wait. Say that again? I must have misheard you.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. No, it's a real image of Mickey Rourke going to jail, being arrested.
Do I want to know why?
I couldn't tell you if you asked.
Okay, cool. Moving on.
Yeah.
So Rhodey comes down here to yell at Tony about, fucking up. The military really up his ass. But then like Tony fucking passes out or something, and at least Rhodey's like immediately like, "Yo, are you right? You okay?
Oh yeah.
You okay, dog?"
Yeah.
Hammer is walking Vanko through the facility, showing him the armor suits. He wants him to give him some encrypted passcodes, to log in, but Mickey Rourke just hacks that shit, software shit is what he says.
Yeah.
And
Then he tears the
whenever
head
I
off
hear
of one of the armors.
whenever I hear Justin Hammer, I can't think of anyone but Will Arnett, and that's probably just my ears.
As far as vibes, I can understand. Vocally, I don't really hear it.
I think of Will Arnett and Ninja Turtles.
We gotta move on.
Yeah, no, you just made my brain
Yeah.
short circuit on that one. I don't know what else to say about that.
So we cut to Tony's birthday party. He says he asks, Black Widow, like if this was your last birthday, how would you do it? And she says something really suggestive of him.
Yeah.
And
God, her dialogue in this movie is terrible.
Yep.
and then
It's really bad.
Tony's doing party tricks in the suit. It's a really fun scene, but it's also
Party
very sad
tricks
to
like
watch.
pissing himself. It's very fun.
He does piss himself.
I am so surprised, and I guess I thought about this because the show came back recently, but I'm so surprised that The Boys hasn't done like a parody of this party scene where like a superhero's having this party, but they fucking kill somebody on accident or something. Because what he's doing in this scene is so dangerous.
Oh yeah,
like he is like shooting into the crowd, like
repulsor lasering a watermelon, shooting glass out of the air. That's dangerous,
like,
Tony.
Like I could definitely see a scene in The Boys where they have some shit like this happen and then they fucking kill somebody.
He stumbles over and blasts the glass into his stairs by accident. That wasn't intentional.
Yep.
And it goes over the head of like an entire section of the crowd. Like they have to duck.
Pepper comes in to kind of, try to get everyone out of there. And Tony's like, no, the after party started now. And
Rhodey's fucking pissed.
Rhodey does the angry Arthur Fist meme. Because he's been vouching for Tony this whole time, and Tony's just not. He's in a bad place right now.
Yeah, which is, kind of understandable considering he's dying, but he won't tell anybody that he's dying.
Yeah, so Tony, I give it to like it's going to be really sad when I die, so instead of, I want you to hate me before that happens, that way you're not sad about it. Kind of vibes.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
But Rhodey goes and grabs the Mark II. And he comes up there to fight to fight Tony. You don't deserve to wear one of these. Shut it down.
He's so badass.
It's real good.
They have a fight to a crazy like DJ Mix from DJ AM, rest in peace. And it's a sad fight to watch, because Tony's really sad to watch. But I do like the double repulsor shot.
The double repulsor is really fun.
I do like the hand fists away. Tony goes, "You want to be the War Machine? Take your shot." And then
maybe we need a U.S. agent.
Oh, gotta. What a scene.
Please don't make me think about that show again.
So we get the infamous Tony shot of the donut. And Nick Fury, here he is. He's back.
I just typed Fury in all caps when I saw the donut.
I was too busy just quoting, "Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to exit the donut."
My favorite line in that whole scene is, I wrote it down. The little brother just walked in there, kicked your ass, and took your suit.
Yeah. You'll be hearing that again during the old language section.
Oh yeah, okay.
That is true.
We finally get Natasha her full Black Widow look. And of course, there have been hints to her being Black Widow the whole time, like the boxing scene, or when Rhodey and Tony crash to the roof. Her and Pepper are there, and Pepper like screams and puts her hands up, but you can see Black Widow kind of do like a fighting pose kind of thing.
Yeah, she kind of keeps her cool and just stances up a little bit in case some shit should go down.
I make a note here about not liking Hammer and Vanko, but I think they're supposed to be like the two halves of Tony Stark, but separated, and that's why they don't work that well. Anyways, I love when Hammer is like, he's like,
try to put your head in there.
Yeah, try to put your head in there. Are you looking at my notes? What's going on there?
I'm looking at my notes. I wrote that down too.
You spying at me right now?
I am. I'm in your computer. I am. I'm in your computer.
And Jack just tries to put his head in the drone's head. He doesn't. He probably gets paid a lot.
See, he can't put his head in there. Ivan, he can't put his head in there. What are you doing, man?
Yeah.
So, finally get Rhodey taking the suit to the military. Fucking General Meade is there. Fucking Lieutenant Anderson, I think his name is.
Yeah.
One of the military guy.
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Wait, down here. Wait. I have it. Because he's a recurring character from the first movie.
Oh, God, please.
I don't know. I don't remember his name.
Don't worry about
Lieutenant White Boy. Let's just call him Lieutenant White Boy and move on.
I like that. I like it.
They're trying to, he's like, how do you think the suits work? Does this power the suit? And Rhodey, still feeling a little bad about, just stealing the suit. It's like, hey man, don't fucking worry about it. We're just putting guns on this thing. And then so Nick Fury and everyone else are Tony's destroyed house, and he's basically telling them all this stuff about Anton and how Anton wanted to like sell, like make money off the not repulsor tech, but the arc reactor tech, and so Howard like sent his ass back to Russia, or sent him back to wherever he was from, and then when like his pals in the black market didn't like him, they fucking shipped his ass further into Russia and poverty and shit. And Tony's just like, my dad didn't love me. You don't know my dad. My dad hated me. And eventually, fucking he grounds Tony. Tony's grounded. And guess who's back? It's fucking boy, the fucking
Yo, Coulson.
Coulson, that's his name.
Coulson showed up, and yeah, I thought to myself, I was like, man, I want to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was like, man, oh, God, I miss Coulson. I want more Coulson. I should watch some S.H.I.E.L.D.
I just see Coulson again, and I go, I missed you, buddy.
I like when
Missed you, Clark Gregg.
Nick Fury goes, "Are you that guy? Are you?" I just can't. I think of the meme of the guy in the grocery store.
You're not that guy. You're not that guy.
So we get a scene of Hammer, who's now been contracted to arm the War Machine suit, and
It's a great scene.
Pulls out all these weapons and stuff, and Rhodey and Major Allen is his name. Are like, they're not really reacting to it, but I like what he says about the ex-wife, because he goes on for a minute, but he goes, "This is a kinetic kill sidewinder vehicle with a secondary cyclotrimethylene trinitramine RDX burst. It's capable of busting the bunker under the bunker you just busted. If you were any smarter, you would write a book." And he says some other things, and then he says, "I call it the ex-wife." He really talks it up.
That whole Hammer scene, I don't know if that was improv or if that was scripted as far as describing all the weapons. Like the fucking Puff the Magic Dragon. I remember that one. Good stuff.
It's a really good scene.
Also, I'm sorry in advance because my audio is going to sound like shit. It is pouring outside.
So
good luck, Tyler.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
I'm sorry.
I had to edit overpowered with Corn's water heater coming on and the loudest construction outside my window I've ever heard.
Fuck. Yeah, I try to avoid making problems because I have to edit audio like that sometimes. I get it. But, like, I literally can't do anything about this. I'm surrounded by windows in my room.
It is what it is.
And so Tony Stark's downstairs. I don't know why I said his whole name.
Yeah. Well, you didn't say his full name. You didn't say Anthony.
You're right.
You didn't say Anthony Edward. You're good.
I was gonna say Edward, but I was like, am I wrong?
It's
Is
Anthony
that his middle
Edward
name?
Stark. Yeah.
Dude, I got it right. Oh my God.
So he's studying all this stuff, all these notebooks and crates and stuff.
Tyler, I'm so fucking sorry. I wish I could.
And one, the crate has Project Pegasus on it. That's going to be important. The notebook has a picture of the Tesseract in it. That's going to be important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be important.
He gets a little pep talk from his dad via video. And then Tony immediately goes out and goes to his former office to see Pepper. He gets her some strawberries. He's trying his best because she's deathly allergic to strawberries.
I do like the scene with the guy who's just selling strawberries on the side of the highway. He just taking the watch and he goes, "Are you Iron Man? Sometimes. We believe in you."
I like to imagine they just fucking pulled up there and like just filmed Tony Stark or just Robert Downey Jr. there. And the guy was like, "Hey, aren't you Iron Man?"
And I like that. Well, one, I like that when he pointed out the thing on her desk was about the same time that I was like, that thing's, I can't stop looking at that thing moving on the desk.
Again, there's some comedy in this movie that's really fucking good, and I can't tell if it's improv.
Well, I'm telling you, I think I think the parts of this movie that work are the comedy. I think they're like, I mean, the guy who wrote it writes comedies.
Yeah, the comedy in this
So-
movie is really fucking strong when it hits. And like this whole scene with the strawberry setup and then also with the paperweight. The fact that it even
Yeah.
continues up until Pepper leaves and he is just like staring at it and then he drops shit on either side so it stops fucking moving.
And then before he leaves, he throws the strawberries in the trash, but misses about 90% of them. And that's fucked up, Tony. You know she's allergic now. That's just being your head.
Also,
buddy.
bro, that's food waste. You could donate that to the Boy Scouts of America.
And he grabs the model of the Stark Expo. The weird Captain America shield comes back. And I like that it shows that Coulson, is a Captain America fan. He's like, yo, where'd
Yeah.
you get this?
He just starts fanboying a little bit and he's like, you know what this is? What? Wait, you're in the know? You're cool?
I'm
and he's
I'm
like,
sure
no,
fans
lift
of
it. Lift the pipe.
I'm sure fans at the time were like, yo, they're gonna funny. They're finally gonna do it, Captain America.
Why are they constipated? Why are fans at the time constipated, Tyler?
They're still thinking about the Thor hammer falling when Hulk threw the rock, you know?
You know what? Yeah, that'll leave a bitch contemplative and constipated.
But he uses this weird looking fake shield to balance a coil. And then Coulson has to go off to New Mexico. I wonder why. But I like the lines he has as he's leaving. He's like, where Tony's like, thanks. And Coulson's like, we need you. More than you know. Not that much.
That anytime there's banter with Coulson, it's just really good. Like the line earlier on, about, hey, if you try to leave the premises, I will tase your ass and then watch Super Nanny while you drool into the carpet. It's just the little things with Coulson.
So cut back to Hammer and Ivan, doing their thing. And Hammer's really mad because the drones aren't going to be like demonstration ready by the time the expo comes up, or by the time his slot in expo comes up. And so he's like, he comes in, he grounds him and takes his bird and shoves it in the bag.
Oh shit.
Shawn had to leave.
Yeah, that's fine.
But shove his bird in the bag and takes his shoes. That's a weird. That's
Yeah, weird flex.
take his
Like-
shoes.
Hammer, you got a complex about something?
And but like literally the next scene after Ivan calls Tony on the phone, and really gruesome because the two guys who were left as babysitters are now hanging from the ceiling.
Yep.
And he's like, yo, what your father did to my family for over 40 years, I'm gonna do to you in 40 minutes. And so that gets Tony to go ahead and make up the Mark 6. And he's like, it tastes like coconut and metal.
Yeah, and then he just
Mhm.
fucking screams and hollers for no reason
Yeah.
as
Oh,
the
wow,
audience
yeah!
the audience gets flashbanged.
And then we cut back to the Stark Expo. And Hammer comes in, and he does the worst fucking dance I've ever seen.
He does a white boy dance. It's about what you would expect from Justin Hammer.
And when he goes he's announcing the robots, and he's like, yeah. The only thing I could think of was Peggle 2. Well,
Justin Hammer, but he's announcing Iron Man 2. Oh, that would be a really good redraw. Oh, that's so funny. Because I love that Peggle 2 clip. I think it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
it is really funny. But he brings in all the drones. They do their salute. War Machine comes in. He looks in real cool, gunmetal paint, red eyes. Then Tony comes in, and he's like, yo, shit's about to go down. We need to get everyone out of here. But I like that he's like waving and stuff, and like, yo, we really gotta get everyone out of here.
Yeah, like he's keeping up appearances while also just confiding in Rhodey, like, hey, that guy who attacked us in Monaco, yeah, he's back. And Hammer's working with him.
Yeah.
We need to fucking go.
But eventually, fucking Mickey Rourke, Vonko, Ivan, takes over all the suits, including the War Machine, and start chasing Tony around, causing general havoc and destruction. And Tony has to try to hack the suit back, but at the moment he can't. But I made a joke of Jarvis, break in, I need to own him.
Jarvis,
Monka Giga
hack his
Tony.
suit. I need to show him who's the cooler Iron Man.
I love the chain scene though, just because even though Rhodey isn't in control of the suit, he's still like making call outs and stuff.
Yeah, like he's still trying to warn him, like, bud, I'm locked onto you. You gotta fucking schmoove. You gotta jerk off out of the line of fire. You gotta fucking run. It's
a group just broke off. You might need to worry about that for a minute.
Yeah, my guy, they're heading back to the expo. You gotta move.
And so I do like Vonko and his fucking ponytail and glasses.
I do think it's really funny to just see him he's greasy and he's dirty and he's this fugitive, and yet he puts on the shades and he fucking slicks back the hair, no ponytail, and
like time to get to nerding. And so Hammer comes in and you know, Pepper and Black Widow are doing their thing, and Pepper's kind of controlling the situation, and Hammer with the just so mean, so rude. Like, we gotta get these bitches out of here.
Yeah, he really does not respect women.
Not at all.
And that is why the women beat his ass and then call the cops on him.
And then he pretends to like he's been helping the whole time when the cops show up.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, I see. You're making them think I did it. Well, I didn't do anything, but you're thinking like a CEO, honey. You're gonna take out your competition like that? Yeah, I'll be back. And then he never was back.
And then he never showed up again.
It's so funny.
Lots of chaos. Drones are still wrecking the place. We get the little boy in the Iron Man mask, Peter Parker.
Yep.
Kind of being brave here.
Almost fucking killed himself.
Almost got fucking murdered.
And then Tony shows up and it's just like, good work, kid. You almost died.
If
I hadn't shown up.
Where's your mother?
He just goes, my mom's dead. And Tony goes, oh, okay.
All
and
right.
he fucking leaves. Because what are you gonna say to that? if you ask a kid, hey, where are your parents? And then the kid just points to the ground.
Oh man, look over there. There's some drones I gotta kill. See ya. Bye. And of course, this isn't like the first time that there's been some weird timey-wimey shit with Tom Holland Spider-Man. They just kind of let the punches roll. It all works out in the end.
Frankly, I don't mind this like retcon as much, because like, yeah, just a kid going to the fair, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's not like the kid ever takes the mask off, and you know what? I can forgive it. Maybe that's why he developed such a fucking hero complex for Tony.
True.
Who knows?
So Happy drives Black Widow to the Hammer facility, in which he almost drives the car as she sexily changes clothes in the back. You know, it has to go.
Yeah, and then he almost crashes the fucking car because he's staring at her instead of the fucking road.
Yeah. But they get to the facility. Happy takes on one guy. Black Widow takes on 15.
Everybody else.
But I mean, he really does it. If this were just like a normal action movie, that would have been a good for him. That would have been like a mid-boss for him.
He did his best. He learned from Tony to play dirty, and then he got the guy that he was fighting. So good on him.
And Vanko watches her take down everyone from the cameras, and that footage will once again be used in Black Widow. She does the pose, and here's a line I noted because I just thought it was crazy and weird from Tony. As he's about to fly through the globe in the center, he goes, "Drop your socks and grab your Crocs. We're about to get wet on this ride."
Yeah. What's so weird about that, Tyler?
I just want to see the Iron Man suit with Crocs. That's all I'm saying.
I'll Photoshop that for you if you remind me after recording. You know what? Just let me know.
But eventually, Black Widow reconnects the suit. Rhodey has full control now. They drop down at the, I forget what the center's called, but the guy is another real life like tech scientist guy, kind of like Elon Musk, and he showed up earlier in the movie. And they land in this arena, and they're like, okay, so what do? We gotta take the high ground. Let's put the biggest gun up there. And then they both start walking.
They have a dick measuring contest. It's real good. Tony looking at him, no, you have a big gun. You are not the big gun.
God.
I love their banter. Their banter in this movie is just the kind of fun shit that you would expect from two friends who happen to be superheroes, and I love it.
Another great scene as they're arguing, the robots come in. Too late to get on that ridge. And so it just zooms out, no one says a word. More drones fly in. Put the mask down, and they get to work. They just start killing everything.
Hell yeah.
And Tony uses the laser. I love the laser.
The laser's really good.
That
was the worst possible timing for that thunder. Jesus Christ. It ain't Thor yet. Shut the fuck up.
And eventually they kill the robots, and guess who comes in? It comes into the arena. It's Vanko. Guess what? He's in a big suit. What are you gonna do?
I never would have guessed it'd be Vanko. Who would have thought? Really? Our final boss is the guy we've been following the whole movie?
And so Rhodey is like, you know what? I got this. I'm gonna use the ex-wife. And then it doesn't work.
And then just like an ex-wife who is bitter and disappointed with you, she doesn't do shit when you ask her to, and then she just fucking leaves.
True.
It's very good. And Tony literally just goes, Hammer Tech? Yep.
But to be fair, if what Hammer said was true, and I don't believe him anyways, if it's a kinetic kind of missile, it really only works when the thing shooting it is also moving.
That would be true, yeah.
But fuck you, Hammer. They get their ass beat for a bit, and they do the double repulsor thing from the party, and they defeat Vanko. He says you lose as all the drones start beeping really menacingly.
And then hard cut to Pepper Potts staring at a glowing red beeping thing and not instinctively going, oh fuck, it's a bomb, and running. Yeah. She just stands there staring at it like I imagine the fucking Tim Allen as she's just like trying to parse what the fuck this is.
But luckily for her, Tony knows exactly where she is. Because he flies out and is immediately like, I gotta find Pepper. She's gotta be in danger. There's no way she's not in danger right now.
His Pepper senses are going off, and he, I mean, considering that she was like where the Hammer presentation was, still, it's not too insane to think that he would have known. But I don't know.
And then they get on the roof and they start kissing. After some other talk, and they're like, "Oh, is that awkward?" It's like, "Oh no, it wasn't weird." But they cut over. Rhodey's on the same roof. He's like, "I thought it was weird." He has like two seals fighting over a grape.
Great line. And then they try to justify it by being like, "No, she quit. It's not a work thing anymore." And he's like, "No, I heard the whole thing. You're fine. I don't care."
Tony told him to get lost, but he's like, "I was here first. You can get a roof." And then they talk. Rhodey takes the suit. He poses it as a question. It wasn't a question. He's just going to take the suit.
No, he was sort of politely letting him know that he's about to steal the suit.
Yeah.
Not asking, just informing.
And then, do we get the metal scene after the credits?
The metal scene is... No, the metal scene is pre-credits, but the first thing we get is Tony has gone to this warehouse, undisclosed warehouse, to meet with Nick Fury.
Okay. And yeah, he goes to his warehouse. There's a bunch of monitors and stuff. You see the news footage from the Hulk.
The exact news footage,
yeah. The same news footage. And there's a folder with the Avengers Initiative on it.
Hell yeah.
And I like how, up until this point, Tony's kind of been like the star of the MCU. And they're like, no, you're not part of this. You're not fit for the Avengers Initiative. But be our consultant. I did go back and watch The Consultant. Just one shot. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that because I did see it pop up when I finished watching this on Disney Plus, but I didn't end up watching it the same day, so might look into it.
And then he needs someone to give him medals, and it's in Stern taking the L one more time. And he goes, oh, he when he pins it on Tony, it sticks him a little bit, and goes, oh, sorry. Funny how annoying a little prick can be, isn't it?
Yeah. Which, you know what? I respect Senator Stern for taking that opportunity.
Yeah. And it's a callback to earlier in the movie when Tony says that guy should be giving me a medal.
Yep.
And then post-credits. Coulson's in New Mexico. And he's found Mjolnir. And he said,
That's it.
We
That's the
found
post-credit.
it, yeah. And guess what? Next up is Thor.
Yeah, what a shocker. Who could have guessed? I thought the next movie up would have been fucking Doctor Strange. Who knew?
It should be. Apparently I gotta do more research on if that really was the guy. I gotta find out what... Okay, Google, when did Doctor Strange crash?
I don't know that it's gonna understand that.
So, that's it for the movie. It was a pretty good movie. Pretty enjoyable movie. I liked it, all things considered.
I enjoy it, but I'm a very biased party because this was a movie that I would watch a lot when I was a teenager. Why? Don't ask me. I don't fucking know.
I'm very Tony Stark biased.
Me too.
So I always forget. I guess we'll do
Language.
We're doing language.
Here's a language chart. This movie
Shit.
has 12 soft swears and 4 hard swears.
2 of them are the same scene. I remember that much.
Yeah, 2 of them are in the exact same sentence, basically.
Yeah.
Which is actually the first swear of the movie.
Yeah?
At 16:19, Justin Hammer says, "Oh shit. Oh shit," as the guy in the armor fucking snaps his back. At
I was thinking of the other ones. Because I forget the time code, but it's in the same scene.
At 16:58, Tony goes, "I tried to play ball with these ass clowns." At 23:10, Happy Hogan goes, "What the hell was that?" After being fucking punched out of nowhere by Tony. Ivan Vanko at 50:30 goes, "Software shit." One of my favorites from Tony Stark at 56:45 says, "Give me a fat beat to beat my buddy's ass to."
And then he starts fucking laughing. Yeah, that's a good line.
As Shawn pointed out earlier, Nick Fury at 1 hour and 2 minutes and 52 seconds goes, "Little brother walked in there, kicked your ass, and took your suit." And then at 106:17, "Unbelievable. This ought to get the scent off my ass" from General Meade. Nick Fury at 107:34 goes, "When the Russians found out he couldn't deliver, they shipped his ass off to Siberia." 114:29. "So from all of us at Stark Industries, I'd like to personally show you my ass." That's from Howard Stark.
Yep.
Justin Hammer at 127:44 goes, "What the hell's the difference?" And then 15 seconds later goes, "What the hell does that mean, Ivan?" Thank you, Justin Hammer.
Thank you, Justin Hammer. Gone too soon.
Justin Hammer again at 134:35 goes, "That's a hell of a lot better than some cheerleaders, let me tell you." Justin, it wasn't.
No, it was not.
Justin again at 137:53. "Listen, we got to get these bitches out of here." Bad move, Justin.
Cringe, my guy. Very cringe.
Rhodey at 146:31 goes, "Yeah, it's called being a badass." And then at 153:49, Tony goes, "You kicked ass back there, by the way." And that's all of them. There's no way Thor can have more than 12.
I doubt it. Especially considering the way Thor himself fucking speaks.
Yeah. Especially Thor 1.
If anything,
Thor.
I'm expecting maybe 5. And I think most, if not all of them, are gonna come from, Darcy.
Maybe. And then, I forgot to render out the mini board. So, there's that. But, we'll talk about the connections.
Oh, good.
WHIH is reporting on the Stark Expo. Again, they first appeared in the Hulk. Major Allen shows back up from Iron Man 1. If you don't remember him, he was in the scene with the Jets, and he's like talking to Rhodey there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anyone that there's obviously Nick Fury's back. And Avengers Initiative brought up again. The Culver Hulk footage. There's the Iron Man 1 footage from the press conference. And then there is Coulson. Obviously, going forward, I'm not gonna be like, oh, this character showed up. They have to, if it's like if it's an Iron Man movie, I'm not gonna be like, yo, Tony Stark was there. Did you know that? That's pretty crazy.
Bro, I didn't know that. That's fucking wild.
I'm not gonna tag any characters who are expected to be there, right?
Yeah.
And that
So,
we'd
like,
be
if
here
it's-
all fucking day.
Yeah.
And then as for the big board, I'm sure there's more on the small board. There's gotta be like see Shield again. That's crazy. As for the small
Wow.
board,
Can't believe it.
Nope. Oh, here we go. The big board. Here we go. Iron Man 2, direct sequel to Iron Man 1. And
Love to
there's
see it.
also just to be a red line going from Iron Man 2 to the Hulk, but I can fix that later. And of course, Iron Man 1 make references to the Hulk. So there we go. That's the board. Let's talk about where we rank the movies. Now, Shawn's not here, so I should ask him right now what's his ranking for the movies so that I can.
Yeah. I feel like I know where it's going to be roughly, but I am curious.
But as for you, Shibuya, did it fall anywhere outside of expectations?
Considering that I know this movie a little bit better than most people, it didn't really fall anywhere outside of the realm of expectations. I like Iron Man movies. This is not a surprise to anybody that knows me. Even this one, I find it to just be a fun time. Even if it is a little long in the 2-hour range, I'd still have a lot of fun with the interactions, with the characters. There's some stuff I could do without, but like at this point, I just accept it and I move on, because you get shit like the football, and you get shit like Happy Hogan struggling to beat up one dude for 5 minutes, and it's good, and I enjoy it. So, are we doing like our actual ranking list also?
Yeah.
Or just, okay. That is why Iron Man 2, hold on. As soon as I start talking, it's very funny. Alright. That is why Iron Man 2, fittingly, moves into my number 2 spot on my list. Right underneath Iron Man 1, and right above The Incredible Hulk.
Okay. As for me, it's the exact same list. But I just think a lot of people will give Iron Man 2 some flack, right? Justifiably, in most cases. The villains aren't the strongest. The contrivance with the toxicity levels is, we just came off of off of a movie who also had some weird timer in which we had to worry about. But that kind of stuff kind of goes away after this. But all in all, Iron Man 2, really fun movie. A lot of good scenes, a lot of good quotes. And the football, man. The football.
The football's so fucking good. Yeah, that's my thing with this movie, is that I've sat through it with friends, and they've gone, it's so boring, it's all talking, and I just go, yeah, but it's fun. And even if it's a bad movie, if I have fun with it, I can forgive the flaws it has.
Yeah.
And this movie, if nothing else, is fun. You get a lot of fun shit happening, even with all the boring in between.
So that's it for the rankings. I'm sure Shawn's isn't too far off, but you see it on the screen now. Here it is.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be. But that's
Wherever
it.
he ranks it, there you go.
So, next time, of course, we'll be covering Thor, the first Thor, which just in time for Love and Thunder premiere next month.
I'm so excited for Love and Thunder.
And but that's so far away. Who knows when that's gonna happen? Until
funnily enough, oh sorry,
no, keep going.
I was just gonna say, funnily enough, as the post-credit scene was starting, and I look at the license plate for New Mexico, they have this symbol on it that is apparently like the state symbol for New Mexico. I hadn't realized that I was wearing a tank top that actually has the symbol for New Mexico on it when I was watching this movie. So I was prepped and ready for Thor.
Dress for
already.
Thor.
Yeah.
So, Shibuya, where can people find you?
People can find me over on Twitter, on YouTube, or on Twitch. As you can see, just at Shibuya Gato, usually. You look there, you'll find stuff that I do, like other podcasts. I'll put memes on Twitter, and eventually I will get back to streaming on Twitch. So, if you like any of what I do, just follow.
Well, you can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Tyler Rims. That's TYLERIMS. Stream a bunch of anime games, a bunch of non-anime games. And I retweet a bunch of anime women. So if you're not a fan of that, if you're gonna follow me, at least hit the mute retweets button. But if you like anime, then I also have an anime podcast called Overpowered, where me and my friend Corn talk about at the moment Demon Slayer and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We just finished up Phantom Blood, and
Hell yeah.
in 2 weeks we'll start Battle Tendency.
Looking forward to that. Battle Tendency is good.
But as for this podcast, the MCUnhinged, you can find us on Twitter at MCUnhinged on Twitter. You can also find us on Anchor at anchor.fm/MCUnhinged. I hope that's what it is. It's taking a bit to load because it's also storming here, and therefore the internet is bad.
Yeah. I assume that if you're already listening to the podcast,
if you're listening,
there are probably links
you
in the
found
description.
us. Hey, great! Congratulations.
Hey, I'm glad you found us. I'm doing my best to get the word out, but it's hard.
Anchor.fm/MCU-unhinged.
Okay.
Glad I figured that one out. You can also find us on Spotify, Google Podcast, and if it's not on anything you listen to currently, you can copy that RSS feed and plug it into whatever you do listen on, and it will update accordingly. So, as I try to get it on there naturally. But that's it. That's it for us. We will see you next time for the
We'll see you for Thor.
the God of Thunder.
Hell yeah.